Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. We are up against so very much this cycle. As November 5th comes up and as all the subsequent dates that are going to be coming up after that, I need to let you know kind of what we're in here for. While Trump may win, at least appear to win, as they would say, that will only be the first step in a massive amount of legal battles, because Harris has two choices, right? If she loses, she can take the Hillary Clinton route and concede, or she could take the Stacey Abrams route and basically do all of the things that we wanted Trump to do back in 2020. Yeah. She's made her choice. Her general counsel, Mark Elias, has vowed to file lawsuits in every single close state that Kamala loses. That's the promise, that they are going to file lawsuits in they're going to challenge every single close state. So we've got some motivation not to make anything anywhere close. We got a lot to talk about of the stages that are happening, some of the things that we're hearing out there, because as things ramp up, friends, I know you guys are on edge, and I am as well. I am hurrying along the trail here in Spain in order to get back in time for November 5th to be there with you guys in the U.S. and to give you guys some exclusives from Pennsylvania as best I can. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm in Spain currently, but I will be back. And we're talking about the things that the mainstream media won't talk about. And one of the main things they're not going to talk about is they're trying to paint Trump as the guy who's not going to accept anything. But we see every single indication out there that all the high-ranking Democrats are refusing to accept any potential for a Trump victory. That they've been asked point blank, if Trump wins, will you accept it? And they've said no, or they've refused to answer. What does that tell you? And then we see this legal all-star lineup where they are just recruiting lawyers out the wazoo, and they are actually already filing lawsuits, 60 of them that I've counted, in preparation for what happens on November 5th. So if you think that's going to stop suddenly if the wrong guy wins, right? They want the right gal to win. And if they don't get it, you remember them screaming at the sky? Well, friends, they're not going to be screaming at the sky. They're going to be taking it out on you. They're going to be taking it out on everyone. In the courtrooms, they're going to do everything that they possibly can in order to win. And we need to be prepared for that, because it's not just about beating them at the ballot box. It's going to be about beating them in the courtrooms after the ballot box. So if you had some hopes, any kind of hope whatsoever that on November 5th, that in the late evening of November 5th, we would get Harris, Vice President Harris, getting on TV and giving a concession speech, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I hope we don't hear a concession speech from from Trump. I hope not, because the stakes are too high. And I think both sides realize that we are at a watershed moment, that we're choosing between this path or that path. And it's going to be unacceptable to roughly 50% of the country, whichever way it goes. I think it's starting to get to be a little more 60-30. 60% are not insane like these 40% that are following this cult are, but that remains to be seen. All right, so what else we got here? So we got we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of lost ballots. We saw this last time around, especially in Pennsylvania, where whole truckloads got misplaced from certain precincts, certain counties. All of their mail-in papers got lost. Now, we've never been able to actually do a recount. We've never actually been able to actually audit the thing in Pennsylvania. And so these allegations out there have never been substantiated, but they've never been disproven either. So take that for whatever you will. So they can look at the postage stamp on you, basically where you mail it from. They can see the zip code, and they know what percentage of people in that zip code are voting for who. So they're going to be deciding which get lost, which don't. Excuse me. So that's one of the reasons why I know that they're doing this hard push. If you can't, if there's any question in your mind that you won't be able to get to the polling place, then please get your mail-in done, okay? But if you can vote in person, I would strongly recommend that. Like I said, if there's any question at all that you won't be able to make it, then please get it in any way that you can. But with all that in mind, we have the lost ones and then the miraculous ones that are going to come raining down out of the sky from other zip codes and precincts that, it's just amazing where they just found these. Hey, we just found this box over here, Oh, look, it's under the table. It's been sitting there before we brought anything in. It's amazing how that is. Just poof. We're going to have some... We're going to have some accidents with broken water pipes. We're going to have all sorts of things. I hope that all of the observers stay on their stations no matter what. And they don't take any reasons to take their eyes off what's going on in there. And they don't allow anyone to stop them from recording anything. Just to give you kind of an idea of kind of where Mark Elias is coming from. He was the general counsel for Hillary Clinton in 2016. This guy has been at the dead center of so much of this stuff over the years. He's one of the people that was behind the whole Steele dossier. Yeah, remember that? The Steele dossier, which has never been in any way, shape, or form verified. It has been disproven, actually, on numerous occasions. Nothing of it has ever been held up whatsoever. Even testifying before Congress, Mark Elias said something along this lines. He said, I think some of it may have turned out to be true. This was years afterwards. He couldn't point to anything as being actually proven true. He just speculated that. And of course, he got tore up in the hearing in Congress for saying anything as ridiculous as that. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with. He was one of the people that was pushing Hillary Clinton to not concede back in 2016. He was upset that she conceded because he was ready to fight it. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with, and he's not going to let Harris take the Hillary route. He's going to go all the way down the Stacey Abrams route. Stacey Abrams is still going out there telling everyone that she won. Well, Hillary's still going around out there saying that she won too, but it's amazing how everyone over there on that side can say anything that they want and talk about anything that they want, and no problem whatsoever from this platform or any platforms. But when anyone on the other side says anything remotely like those things, suddenly it is the end of democracy. Don't you know? End of democracy. Well, it's the end of Democrats. Truth accountability and actual daylight will put the end to Democrats. Not democracy, but Democrats, right? And I use democracy in the loosest term there. I know every time I say democracy, a whole bunch of you guys start typing up, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. Well, friends, there are different terms. There are different definitions to the word democracy, and democracy can be used for a representative democracy, a representative constitutional country. So, it can be used that way as basically any kind of government that is representative of the people, or the people have a say in it, a form of government. So I shouldn't have to put that caveat on, but maybe I stopped a bunch of you guys in your tracks typing, or I've just fed the fuel to the fire, and you're going to be typing an even longer post now. Anyway, we will have people elected in the United States based on what people want, as long as there's freedom of speech, as long as there's accountability to the electoral system, which there is very little today. That is the truth. We are losing these fundamental tenets. There is no transparency at all in our system right now. How many people actually are making a decision, and how many of them are actually documented, right? These are questions that we don't get answers to. We ask the questions, we don't get the answers to. And I think that it's absolutely right to say that if things go the wrong way on this time, this may be the last time we get to have a legitimate choice. I know some of you out there are saying, do we have a legitimate choice this time? And all I can say is I hope so. I hope so. I hope we can win by a big enough margin that this nonsense will be stopped in its tracks, and we can put in place actual accountability. Listen, if 51% of the country wants to go and be absolutely stupid, then okay, then we can just move. I mean, I hope it doesn't go that way, but we can either move, or we can figure out a way of breaking up things, secession, whatever, or we may just all have to individually flee to a better, safer place. But if they want to steal things, if they want to trick and twist everything, no. We're going to hold them to account. We're going to speak up. We're going to stop them as best we can using all legal means. Because when you're doing something that's absolutely fundamentally illegal and everybody knows it, we need to stop you. If we don't, then the rule of law and our entire system of government has gone out the window. And that's where we are right now. Are we going to have a insane system that is basically just whatever rules they want to be today? You've seen what they've done with language. You've seen how they've twisted all of the words that were commonplace before are, you can't say those anymore. You will lose your job. We will show up at your house and terrorize your children if you say any of these things. We will get you fired from your university, your job. We will make it so that you can't have a bank account. We've seen that in other countries, and we've seen a little bit of that here in the United States as well. And this idea that you will be disenfranchised from society if you hold to any kind of unpopular, according to them, or unlegitimate thoughts or illegitimate ideas. We're seeing this over in Germany. AfD is alternative for Germany, is basically getting, they're trying to delist it as a political party. They're trying to turn it into a terrorist organization, essentially. This is a popular party in Germany that hasn't done anything violent. And yet they want to turn it into an illegal thing. And that's exactly what they're doing in the UK. That's what they're doing in Australia. That's where they're doing in Canada. Everyone who dissents, everyone who questions the government will have to pay a price, using Joe Biden's words just recently. That's where we are. If you want people to be able to be free to hold the political opinions that they have, to speak up and to vote however they want to without consequence, are you a majority or are you a minority here in the United States? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. And friends, there are a few places in the world where freedom still rings. And we're going to find out whether the United States is still one of them. But buckle up, friends. November 5th is the beginning. If one side wins by a landslide, hopefully it will be over relatively shortly, within a matter of days or weeks. But if not, this is going to drag on for months. You know it and I know it, and it's going to be difficult. All right, friends. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. If you want to let us know what you guys think down in the comments down below, please do. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.